What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode. I've got a very interesting guest on here today. She speaks a lot about financial literacy and she does a lot of financial education. Her name is Olivia Tutu and she is a podcaster as well as TV and radio personality. And I just want to know what the gents feel about having a lady speak of financial goals, how much you earn, and that sort of conversation on your first date. How would it make you feel? This is something Olivia has struggled with, and today we talk about owning your throne in the dating scene. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Njula Bumununga, and this is Real Life. Welcome back, guys. I did mention that I will be speaking to podcaster, TV and radio personality Olivia Tutu. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are
Lovely to have you. We've been talking about this for a while. How have you been? You're such a busy lady.
Funny thing is, I'm far from being busy. I'm the most lazy person. The only thing I do is sleep and eat.
She's a soft girl. She went to the spa and she got her nails done and her hair done. You look so pretty though.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you could make it.
I'm glad I could come.
In conversation, we were talking and we were talking about how weird it is to talk about money and talk about finances, especially on the first date.
On the first date. Well, if I'm being honest, it's a little bit cringy. But then if someone has made the intentions known to say they want you as a significant other, then I don't think it should be cringy to speak about money. You know? Maybe if somebody is giving you hints, but they're not clear. But then if you're able to pick it up, you might as well want to ask about money. Because whether we like it or not, money is a huge topic. And it really affects how we relate with each other.
Yeah, and I feel like money affects the type of choices that you make. That in turn affects the level of happiness that you have. So if you earn less, you make certain decisions and then you're not as happy as you would want to be. And as women, we don't talk about finances, especially in relationships, because you don't want to be seen a certain way.
No, personally, I think I will speak about money. Sometimes it's a little bit cringy, but I know I make my own money. I know I can rely on my family to give me money when I want to. So if I'm going to ask about money on the other side, it's basically because I want to see if we're compatible. And also, in as much as, people be like, okay, you speak about money, you're strong, independent and whatnot. I love fine things in life.
Don't we all?
Yes, I love fine things in life. And so one of my emotions in life is that I can't do broke.
Okay.
Like, I'm toxic when I'm broke.
I saw your TikTok and you were doing something like he's a 10 but he's broke and you were like, no, he's a 3. I'm like, this girl is so brave.
No, like the thing is, money shapes how we relate with others, whether you like it or not. People who say money can't buy happiness, being broke doesn't either. You're better off being rich and you're unhappy and you figure out how to. And then if I'm a business student, so one of the things that I've learned is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So there's like basic needs and then self-actualization and whatnot.
Right.
When you are broke, you will not think of actualizing yourself, like self-awareness, knowing who you are, what you like, what you don't like, because you're focused on your basic needs.
Right.
That's food, shelter, clothing, water, and all that. So when you have money, yes, it will not buy you happiness, but it will place you at a position where you are able to know, who am I? Do I like things that I like, or maybe I'm doing it because of money and stuff like that. So yes, money can buy happiness, but it gives you the luxury of discovering life and living it to the fullest.
You spoke about compatibility and financial compatibility. How would you define that, and how do you assess that I am compatible with this person? Because most of the time, even I don't. I think especially for me, it's not such a big deal.
Money is not a big deal.
No, not that money is not a big deal. Money is a big deal, but it's just I've never really taken time when someone approaches me or when I'm talking to someone to assess.
So I think when it comes to financial compatibility, it's more of, are you a spender, are you a saver, are you an investor, do you hoard money, are you a money worshiper, and stuff like that. So there's these tests that are on the web.
So you've mentioned something you, money worshiper.
Yeah, money worshiper. Those are people who worship money. Like they can't live without money. You know, when you have like actual money,
right?
You worship it. You know, like the way we have reverence for God as Christians, the same way you have reverence for money. I don't know if you've noticed there are people who take videos and pictures online with money, like
I'm bowling in there once while we are sleeping and making money.
So that those people sort of exhibit traits of money worshippers. You feel like money is like the ultimate point of being happy or relevance, you know, and stuff like that. So when you understand your money personality, it's easy for you to understand if you're compatible with someone. So let's say if what am I? Personally, I think I'm a saver, and sometimes money personalities come from like the experiences we've experienced in life. Personally, I come from a very humble background, and so for the most part, we never had money. So now that I'm able to make the little that I'm able to make, I want to hold it. I want to save it because I'm thinking, what if I won't have money tomorrow? You know, and stuff like that. So when you understand what type of traits or personality you have, it's easy to sort of get in tune with the person you're dating. So I'm a money, I'm a saver. Yes, I'm a saver. And so for me to sort of work well with someone, I'll probably need someone who's an investor and / a saver. Okay. So that they can sort of help me to say, okay, you have this money, you want to save it, you don't want to lose it and stuff like that. Let's invest in ABCD so that it can multiply. Because again, when you're saving money only, it loses interest, and then before you know it, it loses the value. So you have to understand what type of a person you are and how money or what roles money play in your life as an individual. And not to say that savers can't coexist in a relationship. They can, but if you can find someone who's sort of slightly different, it works to your advantage. And also these personalities, if I'm being honest, they are taught by the experiences and by the information we feed ourselves. So I'm a money, I save money a lot, and now I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to lose this money. How then can I make it multiply so that I make more? So this is when I'm now looking at things like investing and stuff like that. What investment vehicles do we have in the country and stuff like that? So I think when it comes to money personalities, traits and whatnot, these things are linked. Whatever you expose yourself to is what's going to be like, it's what's going to take a hold of you even as you explore money and stuff like that.
Okay, great. Now, still relating money with relationships, how does it work? If I find that I'm a money worshiper and I'm dating a saver, how then do we get to a point where we can coexist, like you said? Because do you feel like that's a basis for ending the relationship? We're not financially compatible, so we're breaking up?
Well, I think when it comes to financial compatibility, this is something that you can deliberately work on. You know, if maybe this person has got other traits that excite you and you're in love, you're people who do love stuff, like you're in love and stuff like that, you can always teach your partner and you can always learn. But it comes from a place where you want to learn. One thing that I think I read somewhere, a quote which says, the hardest person to help is someone who doesn't know they need help. So if your partner is comfortable with splurging money, whenever he makes money, the only thing he wants to do is go to Chicago, stack up and stuff like that, you're gonna have an issue. But then if he realizes, okay, babe, I have this issue at hand, how do we move from where I am to where you want us to be? So it's basic communication. Okay, I'm this type of personality, what personality are you? How can we coexist? But that is deliberately done by both individuals. If your partner doesn't want, you might as well want to leave. Because if you're going to live with someone and say, oh no, but he treats me nice, oh but he spends on me, yes, he should be able to spend on you, but he should be able to also invest. Has he diversified his investment portfolio and stuff like that? Otherwise, most of the divorce cases, actually, it has been proven that most of the divorce cases that we see is as a result of money issues. A lot of people don't speak about this, but half the time people argue in homes because of money. Finances. So if you can't work around it in your relationship, trust me, chances are high that you're going to divorce because of the money that you didn't want to speak about in your relationship.
And speaking about money, I'm very, like, let me use my own example, because some things like this, it's going to take a lot of, conversations, talking about it
back and forth,
to be comfortable, because in relationships I struggle with asking, especially for finances, and also just talking about finances because you don't want to look like a gold digger. And there are so many girls out there
who've been labeled. Which god am I digging?
That's the thing, right? Could you feel cool, but that's because you brought it up. It's like
which god am I
gold digger,
digging?
right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, how do you bring such conversations up? How do you talk about these things without looking like you're just looking for your own interests? You're not actually trying to make the situation better.
I'm gonna give a recent example.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping this person doesn't. Please don't watch.
Even if they watch, it's sorry for you, sir.
Okay, so I know I'm not gonna give this example.
No,
Pass.
tell me. You've already started.
I'll tell you
off.
I'll tell you off the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've been in a situation where somebody thought I was a gold digger, when in the actual sense I wasn't. Well, I'm not. But if we're being honest, it all comes back to like different experiences that people have had. So one of the things that I always say is, if you're asking for things that you're unable to provide for yourself from your man, then you might as well want to reconsider. Because if you can't pay for your nails, why do you want someone else to pay for your nails?
Right.
You know, unless the dynamics are different. So I was just from recording a podcast with a friend, and we were basically speaking about what women bring to the table. And I told him to say, the dynamics are different for different relationships. So if I'm dealing with someone who's just starting out in life, let's say I'm dating someone who's 25 and they maybe just graduated, their financial muscle is not strong, what I would bring to the table is different. So I would have to look at companionship, I would have to look at finances, I would have to look at friendship, and also being a shoulder that he will lean on. Because half the time he will apply for jobs and he won't get accepted.
And that will in turn frustrate him.
Exactly. He will make maybe certain business decisions that won't work well. So I should be able to be his right-hand man. One thing I consider about relationships is when I say I want to get in a relationship with someone, it's basically me saying I want to do life with you now, okay? Back in the day, you get in a relationship, it's because you want to get married.
Right.
But now it's like, I want to do life with you now. So whatever issues I will have now, you're going to be my right-hand man, okay? So if I'm dating someone like that, and then an iPhone 14 Pro Max comes out, and I'm like, babe, I need you. You're a good to go.
You've seen that meme that says the person only has 200 kwacha, and you start bringing up the issue of iPhones.
Guys,
it's like, where do you want your friend to get the money from?
So you also have to understand the dynamics of your relationship, okay? And then maybe if I'm dating someone, for argument's sake, who is in their 30s, okay? They are probably financially stable, they have a whole life going on for themselves, and they're able to spend on me. There's nothing wrong with me agreeing for them to spend on me, okay? And if I'm being honest, a man who genuinely loves you will give you without you asking. So instead of us asking whether or not we're going to us, ask yourself to say, why am I asking? Why isn't he just giving? The Bible says, for God so loved the world that he gave. So why am I having to remind my man who claims he loves me that he has to give me? Then something is not adding up. You get? So if someone genuinely loves you, they will spend on you. I'm gonna give a practical, personal
Here we go again.
So I dated this man for like 2 years. It's gonna be a shocker because I'm like yeah, so I dated this man for like 2 years. And in the 2 years I dated him, I think the only time I asked for things was when an emergency arose and he didn't know about it. But every single time he knew, like I would just undo my hair and just say, oh, by the way, I have to get my hair done. Without saying I need money, he would just say, how much do you need? Okay. But oh, my phone is giving me problems. Okay, let's work on it.
Dope stuff.
Okay. Oh, I want to go to the spa because I'm broke, but I have this habit of going to the spa. So he's like, okay, how much do you need? You get. I never ask for things unless maybe, oh, there's an emergency and he doesn't know about it, and then I say, can you assist? Okay. So there it automatically shows to say this man is able to provide, and he will provide because of how he feels about me. He loves me, he's giving. So I think asking for money, personally, I don't know if I've ever done that. I don't. It's cringy. Like, how do you even go and ask for money?
It puts me in such an uncomfortable position,
you know.
And unfortunately for me, even my father knows I have this weird thing with asking for things.
Yeah.
So he just gives me stuff, and
yeah.
I'm used to
Yeah,
it.
that's the
It's
same
different
thing.
with my mom,
Yeah.
because my mom expects me to
To
ask.
ask.
So it's easier for me and my dad, because even when I do ask, he knows I actually need it.
You need it, right? It's the same thing with me. I think one of the reasons why I even embarked on my financial journey is I hate being dependent on people. And one thing I noticed is that constantly money would always bring me back to, especially when I went to school, is when I realized to say, yo, I have a lot of needs. Because
Yeah.
my groceries are done, rentals, and then I always had to call back home, and I was like, okay, this is real. How can I move past this? It's the same thing in a relationship. I don't want to feel like I'm dependent on you. Why should I be asking for money for bundles when I'm financing myself right now? I'm buying my own bundles.
Right.
So why should it be different? Unless maybe if somebody offers. Remember, it gets back to the whole idea of love. For every person that personally, I don't know about other people, but personally,
Yeah.
for every person I have dated, maybe I date generous people, I don't know, but they willingly give. I don't have to ask.
Yeah.
And so even when somebody asks, say, how do you ask? Like, bro, I don't know. Why are you even asking in the first place? Somebody should be willing to give you. When a man loves you, they will want to impress you. They will know you've got needs. So I don't really know how it works when it comes to like asking and stuff
for
like that.
money.
Unless maybe it's an emergency and maybe your
then-
person is your last option, then you go to him. Makes sense. And like every single time, oh babe, airtime. Oh babe,
Yeah.
babe, I'm going out with the girls.
The idea of having someone finance your lifestyle
No.
is something that has been normalized so much, especially here. And I always say this, I come from a really small town.
Yeah.
So it's the things we're taught and the things you come to see when
it's
you're
like
an adult.
totally different.
It's so different, and then you're just in between. You're caught
Yeah.
because also you want to be cool, and also you don't want to forsake like your values.
Yeah.
So it's different, and just having the idea that someone can finance your lifestyle is an easier option, but it shouldn't always be like that.
Honestly, I don't want to say stuff that might seem as though I'm being biased, but I don't understand this whole idea of having someone
City
finance
girl.
it. Tell me about it. No, honestly, if you can have someone finance your lifestyle and they're okay with it, then there's nothing wrong.
Lucky you.
You know, but I think it should come from a place where this person genuinely loves you. And also, this is one thing I say, there's a difference between someone spending on you and investing in you. So even as you are enjoying the whole idea of, oh, he's spending on me, he's spoiling me, he's my man and whatnot, he should be able to invest in you. You know, if you're not in school, let him ask you, do you want to do any short courses?
Yeah,
like,
you know,
your mind
learn
has
a
to develop.
skill,
Learn
right.
a skill. Do you want to start a business and stuff like that? So even as he's buying you the iPhone 14 Pro Max, he at least has bought your land somewhere. You have an asset to your name, or at least he's paid for your health cover because you need insurance. What happens if you get sick? You know, those are things that we don't usually look at, especially
But they're
when
important.
they're very important. This is one thing. I posted something earlier this week to say, no, actually last week I was talking about this whole, oh, the latest iPhone is out and stuff like that. Some of you want to spend a whole 30 pin when you don't even have simple health cover. When you register with NEMA, you only get to pay 40 kwacha per month, and when you have an emergency, NEMA will cover it for you. But a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people don't even want to do that, you know, because you're focusing on the good life, the shishas and the latest Gucci bag and stuff like that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Hear me and hear me clearly. I love the finer things of life. I love my things. I love the bougie life, but I'm also always thinking about what if an emergency comes and I'm sitting with a 25,000 Gucci bag in my wardrobe.
Yeah, and you don't have a 200 kwacha.
I don't even have unit trust, not even stocks. Like, I think it's high time we as ladies shifted our focus, even as we are working on this whole he's spending on me and all that. If a man gives you, let's say for argument's sake, he gives you 3,000, say, oh babe, go and have lunch. Guys, there's like very affordable restaurants. 500 will cater for your bill.
Yeah.
That's 2,500. Invest it.
Right.
Invest it, because what happens if that man goes? You know, that's why you find that a lot of women are doing things in relationships that they don't normally want to do, but because they depend on this person, they are willing.
He calls the
they
shots.
Exactly, but then, in a month pride.
Exactly.
I'm very not like a pride for, oh, you're proud and it's wrong, but I will not just agree to doing anything. Like,
for the sake of money.
let me know, like, why am I doing what I'm doing? Like, hello, let's have order. You know, that's the type of person I am. And so I realized that for you to be able to have control and for you to be able to have a say on things in life, you will have to be able to stand on your 2 feet alone. Like, if you can depend on yourself alone and be able to be functional, then you can actually hold short in relationships. And then you can even speak about money confidently, because you know to say, I have my own money. You know. But then if you don't have money, why are you going to start having conversations about money? Okay, let's talk about net worth. You ask your man, oh babe, how much do you make? He tells you, and then you, what's your story? What's your own? You know,
I bring nothing to the table, Olivia.
Right? So you have to be able to, okay, I make this much and what, and I say, if you don't have money, it's okay. Again, be able to work with whatever your boyfriend or your significant other is giving you, because at the end of the day, again, you want to be someone who's of value. Because if we're going to speak about money conversations, I think what men usually pick up is, this woman is sharp and she wants to help me grow my money.
Right.
Because why are you having conversations about money on the first date and just say, me, if a man doesn't drive, then I don't want him. Me, if a man doesn't...
I can't pay for this and I can't
but
be
then
in a
can
relationship
you
with
do
him.
that yourself? You know, I think it's very important. Financial compatibility is not just about how much is he making, can he take care of me. It's also what are you bringing also. If you can't bring the money, bring the skill.
Exactly, like we said, you can't say you don't bring anything to the table. There's friendship, there's companionship, there's so many things that you can bring to the table.
As Christians, a man needs someone who can pray for him and intercede for him. If you can't bring the money, please, if you can't bring the money, bring the skill. So this is where you now begin to research about investments. What investment vehicles do we have in the country? What businesses are thriving right now in the region we are in? What's more profitable and stuff like that. So that even when he brings the money, you will at least say, okay, babe, I was doing my research about da da da.
And maybe we can try out.
Not like build value.
And I feel like also the type of friendships we maintain play a
females,
huge role. As females, play a huge role in how our relationship turns out, because those are our main advisors. Those are the guys that are pulling the strings behind, you know, and telling you, you know, you can do this or you can say that and that. So I feel like it's important to also watch out for the type of friends you have and the type of conversations you have. Are you guys planning on starting businesses? Are you guys saving to start businesses? Are you guys planning to invest? What is it that you guys are actually planning on doing?
Your friendships cannot be overemphasized. I, for one, have seen how I've shifted or I've grown with regards to like business ideas or just like skill set wise. So funny thing is, I met a friend last year. Her name is Lucy Kelo. I call her Bubbles.
Okay.
She and I have been friends for like, we just clocked a year of friendship, but there's massive impartation that has happened both ways, because we're able to give each other ideas. Oh, okay, I have this much and stuff like that. We're able to stretch ourselves thin to say, okay, you can actually work with this organization and make this much and stuff like that. And so now our conversations are just not based on school or okay, this man did this or my boyfriend. It's also about how do we move from where we are to where we want to be. Because if you ask anyone right now, just randomly pick any female or just any person in general and ask them to say, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? I want to be CEO. I want to do what? And then ask them, what are you doing now to get where you want to be? You find that they are not doing anything. So you're going to magically
become
CEO, right? It's the baby steps. Ask yourselves, what books are we reading as a team, as friends? You know, the Sekela is more of a reader. I'm more of a listener. I'll rather listen or watch something. So she'll tell me, oh, I read this book. Once I'm done, I'll give it to you. You read it as well. Stuff like that. Oh, I saw this opportunity. She will throw it in my inbox. You should apply. I think it's going to suit you and stuff like that. So also the type of friends you have will be able to sort of shape you. I've always been speaking about money, but I wasn't courageous enough to have conversations with the opposite sex about money.
Right.
But when I met Lucy Kelo, she's more of the assertive one, like I'm a softie guy. I'm like this cute baby. But then now I'm learning to say it's okay to speak about things that matter to you. Speak about money, speak about your sexuality, speak about your religion, because this is also a very huge component. Money is big, yes, but your religion also is big. Nowadays people are not Christians, they are spiritual, whatever that looks like. I don't know.
And I had a whole rant on my Instagram concerning this whole Mashani, like even just you are rude, like no, I'm a Sangarita, or whatever they are called. I'm like, okay,
let's have order. So it's very important. Relationships have passed, because now when you look at relationship goals, it's people doing cute stuff on Instagram, cute stuff on TikTok, but then what happens once the cameras are off? What happens when your Instagram is off? The person I'm currently seeing
get it here.
Yes.
Look at you blushing like that. Yeah. Utunesu.
Yeah, so the person I'm currently seeing actually observed that I love Instagram. I'll be on my phone 24/7. It's like, you love Instagram, right? And for me, when somebody says that, it automatically registers to say this person is not comfortable with me doing this. And so I've started doing less on social media lately. I don't know if you've observed, but I hardly post stuff. And it's not that, because he said it, I want to please him. It's also because he made me realize to say, I haven't been in touch with the physical, so I need to get back and do things better. It's the same thing, because sometimes when you are too focused on social media, you think that the life there is the reality or the standard for everyone. But a lot of families are broken, but they're going to look perfect on social media. A lot of relationships are struggling, but they're going to look like they are perfect or they're the in thing. People are in debt to finance the luxury life that we see on social media. So I think friends, very important. Whatever you feed yourself is very important.
Now, your closing remarks concerning this. What should we not forget?
What should you not forget? Well, we spoke about money.
Speak about what's important.
With regards to money, what I'm gonna say is know yourself first. Know yourself. Set financial goals for yourself. And then ask about the other person, because I shouldn't ask what are your financial goals when I don't have my own. Like, where do I see myself in the next 5 years with my money? I should be able to know that and have answers for that, even as I ask you that. That's for friends, family, and even your significant other. And then the second thing is, it gets better with time. This is something that I'm learning with my podcast, with my school, with life in general. To say it gets better with time, because the more lessons or the more experiences you have, the better or the easier it gets to like live life. Because to say, I've been through this, or I've been through something like this and I survived. So when you begin your money journey, it won't be the cutest. You will fall. I've fallen a million times, but I pick myself up. Relationships also, I've dated I don't know how many people. School also, people have failed. I know of people who graduated after 10 years of being in school because they had to do. It's never the end of it. And if you're gonna do life on your terms. Because this is one thing. This is me and I'm done. We're all doing life for the first time. Have grace for yourself. You won't get it right. Even the time we were studying to walk, you didn't just say, "Oh, I'm born and I can walk." You had to crawl, and then you would stand and fall. It's the same thing with life. Not I say it gets better with time, because now we're adults. You're able to walk freely without even thinking about it that you're walking. But then when you were young, you're like, "Oh my God, I have to watch where I'm stepping and stuff like that." It's the same thing with life. It gets better with time, and we're all doing life for the first time. Have grace for yourself and those around you.
Oh, thank you so much for coming through, girl. I've had a good time talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place.